Hi, I'm Meg Hammes Murray, and I've been with the Theater Guild since winter of 2012. I had just started my first teaching job here in Eau Claire, and one of my coworkers, Nick Sierick, heard that I had run some tech in college and said, hey, we need somebody to help out with White Christmas. We just need you to run the lights. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna sit and you're gonna press the button. It was a little more involved than that, and I ended up helping with setup and I helped with strike. And I did make a mistake, which is kind of how I found my husband, which is nice. My first experience with theater wasn't here. It was in a pit band back home in Illinois. And I never thought that I would ever be on stage. I liked being in the pit, I liked being off the set, running lights, running sound, and then I heard Urinetown was coming to the area. And I'd heard about the show, but I didn't really know it that well, and talked to all my friends from back home, and I thought, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna audition. And I did, and I got in. And man, I had no idea what went on stage. I learned so much from our director, Keith Larash. Things like blocking, I didn't know about downstage versus upstage. I had no clue about hiding in the wings so nobody knew that you were there. And I didn't know that you're not supposed to stand in a line. Keith does not like when people stand in lines. He likes people to group together, so he was adamant about that. And it was a lot of fun. And I remember we talked about being in character on stage, but not mugging. You don't want to take the direction of the audience away from whoever's most important on stage. So he really encouraged us to come up with our own mannerisms for our characters. And I remember a friend of mine who I'd met during the show was right next to me, and I thought, I need to interact with him. That'll be more interesting than me being by myself. So we were standing in line to use the public restroom, and I was one of the poor people, and he was one of the poor people, and I thought, okay, we've got pretty gross clothes. What could I do? So I pretended to sneeze into my hands, and I stared at it. Realized I didn't have anything to wipe it with, so I just wiped it down my dress. And he happened to notice and gave me this awful reaction like, I can't believe you just did that. And it became a thing that we did every single night, which was pretty fun. I met Josh Hammes Murray officially during White Christmas, but I didn't really get to know him until during Urinetown. And then after that, we ended up doing Seussical together, and he realized I knew nobody in town. I had moved here from Illinois. I moved out with no connections whatsoever. So he thought, I'm gonna help her out. And he started showing me around town and introduced me to other people. And by November of that next year, 2013, we were officially together. And it took a few years, but he did propose, and it was a very easy decision figuring out where we wanted to get married. We met through the Guild. We met through this theater, and so we asked Anne if it would be okay if we could get married on the stage. And so a year ago, last August, we finally got married, and we had a whole bunch of our theater friends here up on this stage. And it didn't feel real for a while. The whole time it was going on, it felt like we were doing a show. The house lights were dimmed. He and I had helped prepare the set on stage, and it felt like we were in a play, but it was the most magical moment I think I've ever had on stage. As an educator here in Eau Claire, I know that the one thing kids really need right now are the arts. This is a difficult time. They don't get to see their friends and family as much as they would like to. School's gonna be much different this fall, but the arts are a great way to get your feelings and emotions out, to express yourself. And there are some great programs here at the Chippewa Valley Theater Guild that help children learn about theater and different types of arts. So if you're able to, please try and give what you can to the Theater Guild. Help with their educational programs.